walk down the street in this typhoon, and it's category 8. I'll tell you more about that. It's starting to rain again, real hard. Luckily I'm kind of under a tree, so I don't get the full brunt. There's some of the winds coming up right there, so it's kind of strong on that side. Let's step back over here, and now we're away from the winds. Okay. So we're gonna walk down the street and tell you about the typhoon. Chiquinha, Chiquinha. Let's go check out the road. Chiquinha. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. Yeah, basically we're at Typhoon 8. Sorry, I'm trying to navigate the camera and the umbrella at the same time. So, see? So that wind just came down that way, but it's just went back down again. So we're gonna walk down this way, and we're in a category 8. It's the second typhoon in this week. It was kind of howling winds last night, but it should be going down later today. So I'm just trying to get out and document if there was much debris. There's not really much. There's some debris right here, but some of those massive typhoons where we were the heart of stuff, they would just completely shred everything. And a lot of these trees, I saw much larger trees that were down. What's that? It's a giant hole in the ground there. What the heck is that? It's weird. It's like a giant hole in the ground right there. Camera's getting a little wet as I push it out from under the umbrella. Is that better? I don't know if it's better or not. Okay. Oh, there's kids playing in there. Huh. A bunch of kids in that school. I can see them playing. Today? I wonder why. It's interesting. Yeah, you never know what you see when you walk around in a typhoon, because you know, there's kind of a fear, and rightfully so, because there's a lot of images where strong gusts of winds come up and sometimes people die. But on the other hand, sometimes fear is too much. So, you know, I'm walking underneath all these trees and there's not really much of a wind, and the debris is quite small, just tiny little twigs. It doesn't mean it can't change quickly, but and it has been doing that as I've been walking around. Just, you know, sudden torrential downpours of rain, and then it'll kind of ease up. But generally speaking, it's not too bad. So I'm also kind of feel like I'm documenting Macau, so 2021. We have a lot of footage up on YouTube. So maybe sometime, you know, this COVID era will be well documented with typhoon things as well, different things happening. And you can also see typhoons that it's not always doom and gloom and horrific destruction, but it can be. Definitely saw that for sure. But that's not every typhoon. This one is quite far away from us. It's about 300 kilometers away, something like that. We're kind of, it's heading towards Hanoi, Vietnam, and Hainan, China. There's some construction down there. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of the stuff, these other typhoons, that wall of stuff would have been gone. That would have been gone for sure. The fact that we're kind of on the tail end of this typhoon and that stuff is still there kind of says that we don't really have too much to worry about. I'm gonna keep on walking down the street. So this is kind of, by the way, this is like a sports street right there. So it says Stadium Station right there. So that means directly down that way you can have access to a station. Could actually explore that one too. Or we can also go down directly that way, and then that way is Taipa Village. And check out that building right there. It's almost all glass, and one of those glass panels was gone. It's hard to know if it was gone before or not, but okay. So this is a sports stadium. I kind of want to go down that way, but this street has this street has no name, so I'm not sure what to call it. Alley behind sports stadium, maybe. Okay, alley behind sports stadium. So yeah, there's an alley that goes across with all these sports things in the background. So this is the track, so you can run in this track. All this stuff is still standing too. Yeah, there's not really much winds in this area. so kind of challenging. I think people that walk around in typhoons, they kind of know that, but then it can get bad, of course. Yeah, when I was in the Typhoon Hado, it was pretty horrific. Yeah, visibly, it was just kind of amazing by the window. Like, just, I was up on the 5th floor during that time, and just you could see, you know, big things go in the air. So you know, they can hit windows and things like that. Luckily, we didn't have any of those issues, but I remember after that storm, you'd look at like the walls of buildings, and you would see like the ones that had the wind side. They would have huge gashes from metal or just, you know, whatever hitting them. And so imagine if that went through your window or through your body. But this storm is not that way. And sometimes things are I think this it's category 8 because of the wind speeds, the potential wind speeds that are measured around Macau. So they can, but that wind speed of a category 8 is a pretty wide range. I can't remember. You can look it up real quick online if you wanted to, or post it down below. That would be interesting. Just somebody post it down below. I should actually have some kind of contest like that, and then give out t-shirts or something. But might be interesting to do. But anyways, I don't know what the variation is, but let's just say it's like between 50 to 100 miles per hour or kilometers per hour or whatever it might be. I'm using both to be as vague as possible, so somebody does the research. But that's a pretty big variation, so it doesn't mean that they're gonna all be the maximum of that category. Yeah, look at this one. People still have their plants and flowers and their clothes out. Some of the windows are open. These people aren't too worried. This is like a social housing project in a really nice location. We'd love to live in here. So you see mostly older people in this area. I don't know if I'd love to live here in the current situation because I'm not in a social housing or an old person, but location wise it's pretty perfect. Huh. A lot of people have a lot of stuff out on their balconies that could be blown away pretty easily. Okay, so here's the sports stadium. Yeah, we're not really seeing that much as we walk around. I'll tell you a little bit about those taxis. There's almost no taxis for one. If you do see one, they can make some good money picking up passengers during a typhoon. So I believe it's somebody told me, I haven't tried it of course because I like walking around, but I heard it's around what is it, 700 mop just to go somewhere in Taipa, and it's 1,500 mop to go across the bridge, which is about $90 and about $200, something like that, roughly. Okay, there's a stadium. So taxis will kind of float around, try to pick up passengers, and so today I saw a lot more of them around here. The camera air there. Okay, let's get up here in a minute. And there's our stadium. So we just walked, basically we walked through that Galaxy. Galaxy Casino straight ahead. Can you see that okay? And we just walked down along the sports stadium. See how there's a stadium right there, and a track, and a swimming pool. Now it's getting a little bit windy, so I'm gonna put this away. Just gonna walk down this way just a little bit. There's a bar 171. We'll just see if it's open. I think we've had some COVID cases, so some of those were closed recently. So I think it's if they serve food, they can stay open. But if they're actually a bar, they're closed. So it's probably closed. Yeah, they're closed for 2 weeks, maybe longer, because there was some new COVID outbreaks. Tell the people take all the stuff on that balcony. If you were worried about the typhoon, that stuff would be oh, okay. And now we're getting some winds now. Okay. That guy almost lost his umbrella. Mr. Please. So that was our walk. I got one thought though. I grew up in a really cold place in the United States, Michigan, which has some brutal winds in the wintertime. So when I think about like the winds that I see here, and I just remember like all winter long, just like brutal winds with scathing snow, and I think that it's not too bad at all sometimes in some of these typhoons. But I will say that there could be some awful typhoons, of course. I don't want to keep the camera on since it's starting to blow. It's kind of heavy right there. Okay, anyways. That was our walk from there.